think as we head into here the stretch run with about a week and a half left in the season, and going into Dallas to the conference tournament, I think everything that we want still ahead of us. So I tell our players the next 40 minutes we play is the most important 40 minutes of the season, and hopefully they continue to realize that that's the case. The next 40 minutes when we got Memphis here at home, that'll be the most important 40 minutes of the season, and I think that's why I think our players have just concentrated on the next game's the most important game, and once we're done with that one, then we'll move on to the next one.
What's been the key to this win streak, the common denominator in these 8 games?
Well, I mean, Joey, I think we really challenged ourselves in November and December with the type of schedule we played. Now, we went through some bumps and bruises. Definitely didn't help when Romy went down with her breaking her nose in the Vanderbilt game. I think she just wasn't the same the next month or so. Common denominator, I think we're doing a much better job taking care of the basketball, and I think we're doing a really good job defending. So if we can continue to do that, and Carla Brito and Laura can rebound and finish around the rim, Mama and Jay can be steady at the point guard spot, and those 3 wings in Puisis, Blasai, and Levy can make shots. We're a good basketball team.
You mentioned Carla and Laura underneath. I know that Piper is out. How important is it to defend without fouling? Has always been a big thing, but is that something that you didn't think was going to be so important because of the thinness of the roster?
Yeah, because Piper was steady, right? You can count on Piper to come off the bench, defend, knock down the 12 to 15 footer, but now it's an opportunity that Fatu has to play minutes and give some time for Laura and Carla.
Part of that, though, when someone's had to go 40, they've been able to do it. Talk about the shape of the team, especially to play like Brito and others.
Yeah, I think our conditioning level is pretty good. I think you've seen that we've been able to do good things in close games, and we could also respond runs and respond after runs as well. So now again, to win a conference tournament championship, you're going to have to win 3 games in 3 days, which is important. That's why it's so important that we continue to just do what we need to do. Where you don't, you have one bad night, and one bad night can keep you out of the NCAA tournament. That's what you want to avoid, right? So, again, our main focus is Memphis right now.
Because you got only the 1 quad win in non-conference and maybe not 2 or 3, do you feel like you got to win the conference tournament to get into the NCAAs? Is it a 1-bid league?
Yeah, I think we're the only team that's scheduled, unfortunately, for an at-large bid. If other people don't do that, this league will continue to be a 1-bid league. Yeah, I'd be feeling more comfortable if we had sitting here with a couple quad 1s, maybe 2 quad 1s and a quad 2. But when you look at the other teams on the bubble, none of those teams played the schedule that we played. Do the blind resume of 20 teams ahead of us, and don't put a name in our resume as far as who we've played and the margin of victory and that quad 1 win. So I would find it hard to believe if we go to Dallas and somehow you don't win the conference tournament, but you're sitting at around probably 24 wins. We did everything that the committee asked you to do, right? Challenge yourself in November and December. Play a great schedule. Now, supposedly this net takes margin of victory or margin of defeat into losses. Well, we played a pretty good schedule.
You're not a huge fan of the net, correct?
No. Why are you going to penalize teams or programs in regards to offensive efficiency, defensive efficiency. There's a lot of teams that have been very successful that win that haven't had great pace of play, right?
Yep.
Look at on the men's side and the women's side. So that kind of stuff don't matter. Are you winning games? The net is skewed because in November and December, you know, you can play a really good basketball team and only win by 4 or 5, or lose by 2 or 3. But then you have another team beat somebody's brains in by 60, and that counts more than a close win against a very good team, either at home or on the road, or a close loss against a very good team. So that's why I don't know who came up with it. I don't agree with we should have the same net structure that the men have as far as quad 1, quad 2, quad 3, quad 4. And, you know, you get people in a room and they make these decisions and they don't involve coaches and they say they saw all the data over the last 5, 10. All it is protecting the P4 programs. That's all it is. Bottom line.
On that note, Coach, it's silly I would ever have to ask this question, but you were up by 30 in the fourth quarter the other night, and they didn't pull their starters. You pulled yours. Do you regret doing that?
You try and do the right thing, right? I've been in this business for a long time, right? It's this end of the season. You want to rest your starters. You want to avoid injuries,
Yep.
right? But you also, my reputation and my career speaks for itself that, hey, Jose kept the starters in and won by 40 or more, right? No, I don't. What I do disagree is, what the game's over, right? We're going to run clock. We're going to run the whole shot clock. We're not going to play fast. The other night, we go ahead and put in two freshmen, a kid that hasn't played in 2 months, right? And our backup. They got their starters in and they started to press. You haven't pressed all game. So if you want to press us, press from the very beginning. If I would have had my starters in, you wouldn't have been pressing. Because we would have had layups or wide open threes on the other end.
Coach, from an offensive standpoint during this winning streak, it's a different person every night. How nice is it for you to play that hot hand, that person who's hot?
Yeah, I think when you got those 3 wings really play well together and they all make shots, we're a really good basketball team. Again, you got Memphis coming in here. We're gonna have to be really solid in transition defense. We can't give Memphis extra possessions on the glass or turning the ball over. We're gonna have to do a good job in transition defense, guarding the arc. And after that, you move on and get ready to go on the road and play Tulsa. It's very dangerous on the road.
Coach, when you're setting up an offensive game plan, what affects you the most? Size or length, or is it pretty much equal?
I don't understand your question.
Are you interested in if a girl is 6'5", 6'6" in there, or somebody who's got the length of somebody 6'5", 6'6"?
I think when you look at right now, Leo, it's going to be day 110, right? So you're just making tweaks on what you want to do. Offensively against pick and roll coverages, right? In the middle of 4 in the slot on the wing. Are they a team that switches 1 through 5, 1 through 4, right? Do they double the post, right? Do they trap ball screens? How are they in transition defense? You want to be solid in special situations, baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds. So that's the only thing that you're really adding to your system right now.
Coach, has there been an update on the Tulane game? Do you have any information
I don't.
on that?
I don't.
All right.
How much has this little streak that you're on here help bring the girls together, bring everybody together for this little last run? Maybe
Well,
some more fun. Winning's fun, but
winning's fun, and when you're winning, everything's good. So I think our kids know what's at stake, right? So continue to practice, continue to get better, continue to, every day come in here and be focused, and we do that, then the streak will continue.